Today's video is gonna be shirtless. I need some victim. My upper body, these small key things. Then after I broke my back, bro, he was like, okay, I'm not gonna touch this. Hola, amigos. What's up, Papa? It's me, Joe, and Mike is here today. And we are gonna show you guys a few common mistakes that people are doing in the gym. What are a lot of mistakes that they do? What is the form? Why is the form wrong and all these kind of things? So we are gonna show you what is important. What do you need to be aware of when you do an exercise? Breathing, proper technique, how do I get my biceps properly pumped up? How do I not cheat, not use your lower back, and all these kind of things? Today's video. Broski, so today we're gonna show you the 8 mistakes, right? And I'm gonna bring in Mike sometimes to make sure that when I need some victim to show how it's done wrong, we're gonna bring Mike in. But also we're gonna show you some common mistakes in the gym. Mistake number uno. People, they swing a lot when they do the exercise. Today's video is gonna be shirtless. Just because people are wondering about my shape and I had way too much Indian food and everything, but it doesn't matter. So what the people, they could do wrong a lot, they swing, you know? They swing, and you can see here, I use my traps a lot for the biceps curls. I swing, I use my upper body. Every exercise that you do, bro, has a few steps that you need to do. I always see every exercise like an Olympic discipline. It's like shoulder wide stance, chest up, head up, elbows close to the body. Then I have my, how wide I take my grip. Then I'm picking up the weight. Then I make sure I repeat all these steps, chest up, head up, this. And then I'm using my biceps. 2, 3, 4. You know what I mean? Because otherwise, people, you see them, they do all these swings, and that is with every exercise. That was, for example, just only biceps curl, you know? And watch yourself in the mirror, brother. So it's very easy to see how I'm using my traps, how I'm helping myself with my upper body, you know, to eliminate all these kind of things, and you will realize how heavy it is to do the exercise properly. Mistake number 2, using biceps for back training. That's something that I had, I swear, the first 2 years of training, I was like, I hate back exercises. Yeah. Because I always, when I did them, my biceps felt really pumped and sore, instead of I feel in my back. Until the people, they made me understand that it's like, you need to learn how to do these movements. Yeah. Stretch out your lats and then bring them back without even thinking about moving your hands. Whenever you do a row, you start with your back. Just like this, you can practice. Bring your shoulder up, but bring it back enough. And then finish it up with your biceps.
There's another way that can help as well. And that is just to lie on a bench, completely relax, and then just pull back.
Yeah, exactly. It's really these small key things that you need to practice and learn first. It just looks, for us, it looks really easy, because you are focusing on the mind-muscle connection. But just practicing this part makes a huge difference for your overall performance while back training.
If you are the type of person that's struggling to grow a particular muscle group or you just can't feel it, that's what you need to do. You just need to go into the gym, maybe pick 2 or 3 exercises and just repeat, practice with a light weight.
Yeah, bro, I mean, if you're a football player, and these guys, what are they doing in their training sessions? There's these finesse things, all these kind of things. It's thousands and millions of times you have to kick the ball, that you learn how to adjust your feet properly, how to kick or like dribble, whatever sport you are doing. Same with fitness. Every exercise is like a whole different thing, and you just go practice these.
So the next big mistake, which a lot of people make, is failing to keep their spine neutralized whenever they're doing a compound movement. In fact, every single lift you do, you should have a neutral spine. A neutral spine is when it's flat, okay? So whenever, if you're doing a Romanian deadlift, a bent over row, a deadlift or a squat, you should always be able to maintain this position and not turn into this position itself, okay? Most people who injure themselves doing a deadlift, injure themselves because they can't keep that spine neutral when they perform the lift. So just to demonstrate on a deadlift what you don't want to be doing.
Don't deadlift like me, bro, like last time. He was skipping, he knew it from the beginning. He was like 220, oh yeah, he did it. And then
I just about did it, and I knew if I did any more.
Of course, but we were there to go to failure, you know.
Larry was there, Matt was there, he sniffed the bath.
And then you know what he did? It was his turn. It was his set actually. And then he was like, oh Joe, maybe you go first. He knew it. And then after I broke my back, bro, he was like, okay, I'm not gonna touch this weight.
Okay, so I'm failing to neutralize my spine. I'm trying to lift this weight up literally with my back. Okay, I can do it now because I have a reasonably strong lower back. Yeah. But when it gets heavy, that's when a lot of the issues occur. So what you need to do, sink your hips, make sure the barbell is underneath your shoulders, keep that spine neutral, and a lot of the force which you generate is coming from your hips. So.
Another thing is, again, you can do this while you look at yourself in the mirror like this, but I would even recommend standing sideways to the mirror so that you can watch your back while you are doing it.
Yeah.
I mean, I skip deadlifts because my back is still broken. Broski, another mistake that the people they are doing is they're doing not a full rep. They have no full range of motion, you know? So for example, when they do triceps, they do like this. Or when you do biceps, they do like this or like this. So there's actually some people they do only like this, some people they only do the lower part, but technically, bro, you chest up, head up again. Bro, chest up, head up is such an important thing that you have to remember yourself all the time. It's like the steps that you do. Like you need to be like a robot actually when you do these exercises. You know what I mean? Like be a robot. And then slide forward, elbows close to the body, and then you bring it down, squeeze it completely, and then you bring it up all the way, squeeze it. For triceps, the truth is you completely extend your triceps only when you have it overhead. So for this one, it's really hard to have a max stretch on your triceps. But still, it's like you want to have the full range of motion. Instead of only doing the lower part, or you're only doing the upper part. Or you have a special technique and you combine all these, but usually not do half reps. So real quick, another example for half reps is people, they do bench press and they do like this. But the truth is, bro, the only thing that you are working on then mostly is your front delts. So don't do the short reps, always make sure. With the chest press, it's the same thing. Wide stance, bring your shoulders together, make the bridge, then bring it up, find the right width for your grip, then lift the weight out, make sure everything is stiff, and then you fully stretch and squeeze. Stretch it, squeeze it. And you will realize how much more difficult it is to do these exercises when you actually have a proper form. Instead of like, try it, you will find it out.
The next one, people lifting far too fast, okay? Going through the repetitions without even thinking about anything, just trying to go through the entire set as fast as possible, okay? The faster you do something, the less time you have to think about what the hell is going on and the less control you have over the movement, okay? So loads of people, they're doing like a bench press, up, down, whatever the exercise is, the movement is just far too fast, okay? You'll notice if you slow it down, maybe a 2 or 3 second negative, you have a lot more control over the movement. Slower on the way up, you can think about what is going on. You can control other muscle groups from trying to take over and cheat to make the movement easier.
The thing is, if you do it really slow and controlled, you will realize it's much easier to focus on proper form instead of you putting too much weight, because when you put too much weight, you are more concerned on moving this weight somehow instead of moving it with the muscle that we are actually training. Broski, the next thing is people they're doing a lot of things wrong and they don't do the lateral raises properly, you know what I mean? There's people, let's say, they would do like this, you see here, they are using their traps way too much. But we have another point again, chest up, head up, we lean slightly forward, and then we bring up the weight. And we're gonna make sure that we kick up the elbow. We wanna empty a cup on top. You know what I mean? So it's like, lean slightly forward, chest up, head up, 1, 2, 3, 4, back straight, slightly forward, 70 degrees, and then kick up my elbows. And leave my traps low, you know? Because people, they would still cheat like this, and then also they do the lateral raises with their front delt too much. When you do this, make sure your elbows are not like this, so your elbows are slightly higher than your hands. So because then you see, we want to work on this part of our shoulder, and you're gonna get this when you kick. You can easily see here, when I kick up my elbow, how the side part is contracting more than if I just do like this, and how much my front delt is still helping. Like a robot, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And also don't swing. That's the next thing that people are gonna do wrong. You can always swing, bruh. But when you start to swing and use momentum, that's at the end of the set. The end of when you're already very exhausted and you did all your proper reps in the beginning. Hola amigo, what's your name, bro?
Ryan.
And what did you just ask?
Is it always good to do proper form, or can you cheat sometimes?
That's what I just mentioned. Like when we are doing the exercise, technically you should try to get proper reps in at first, where you isolate your muscle properly, and then when you're already that exhausted that you, let's say for lateral raises, for example, I couldn't do more than this, right? Yeah. then I can help myself and cheat, but it's a proper cheating, like it's a good form of cheating. So you assist yourself instead of you having someone assisting you. So you help yourself to get forced reps in, but usually only at the end of the set. Or at the last few reps, then it's okay.
All right, thank you so much, bro.
Welcome, broski. Keep pushing. Yeah, man. That's it. Help each other, motivate each other, lift each other.
So the next one is not breathing correctly. A lot of people, particularly when they do a heavy weight, they just forget to breathe.
Yeah, but wait, bro. The thing is that there's so many things. Now we realize, maybe, bro, when you watch this, there's so many things you have to be aware of, and on top of this, control your breathing.
So many people just start and they'll just hold their breath and literally just keep trying to rep it out until they just can't breathe anymore. What you should be thinking of first of all is when you take a breath, try breathing through the nose, okay? It's a lot more effective that way. And second of all, usually most of the time it's going to be easier for you to take either a deep breath on the eccentric portion of the movement.
Definitely.
And then as you explode, as you go through the concentric phase, that's when you exhale. So
when you release the power, you always, when you do the positive rep, I mean, it looks a bit stupid, but it's definitely, it helps if you really practice it like we do now.
if you over-exaggerate it, that's probably going to be even better for you.
Yes, definitely, because then it's easier. The breathing thing needs to be really passively. You need to do it passively without thinking about it. It's like when you drive in your car and you are not even, you change in a gear, you just automatically do it. This is how you need to have the breathing in the gym.
If you, say for example, tried to hold your breath versus if you were breathing correctly, you'll be able to get a few more reps out near the end of the set. Okay, it does make a huge difference.
But another very common mistake is, bro, that people, they forget to learn the technique and they go too heavy too fast. You know what I mean? So that's like you're doing bench press and you are like, okay, I got this weight done, I feel good, and you are benching, you're having a proper form. You add more weight, and then all of a sudden, the weight is so heavy that you are sacrificing your form for the weight. So you just want to ego lift. So you want to make it more heavy, but then instead, before you were able to do the biceps curls like this, and then all of a sudden, the weight is too heavy, so you start to cheat, you start to help yourself. But what are you cheating on? You're not getting more benefits because you're using more weight. No, the truth is actually you are putting less tension and actual workload on the muscle that you are training, and you put everything else within. So then you go back, you decrease the weight. That's how I can recommend you to do it. You take a weight and you practice all these steps, and then you can do the exercise properly. Like completely properly. And you control yourself in the mirror, you observe it, you take a video, and you are sure it's perfect. Then you increase the weight, very little, just slightly increasing. Then you do it again, you're practicing. And then you see, oh, it's good. So you increase it, and you increase it to this point where you then finally realize, oh, now it's this heavy that I cannot keep the perfect form anymore. And then you realize this is the weight where you should stick to, this is the weight where you should practice with. And then once you feel again that you're having the perfect movement without cheating, proper form, you can go ahead and increase the weight again. Sometimes this will take weeks even. Sometimes it takes just 3-4 training sessions. It's really depending on how much concentrated you are in the gym, how much you focus, and how much effort you put into learning and improving in your techniques. You need to learn, you need to study, you need to practice. And then you get better, man. Trust me, bro, I believe in you. You can do it. Make sure you not cheat, you don't use momentum, you have a proper breathing technique, you're having a proper form, you're going slow and controlled, you're doing it proper. I mean, what should I say? Thanks for watching. Adios, amigos, and chicas, of course.